In today's challenge, we get asked for a tiny change. Give customer C12 a 10% discount. I bet you know what exactly happens next. Extra columns, renamed fields, cleanup steps, and a query that now looks busier than the problem deserves. By the end of the video, you'll know how to make one targeted change in Power Query without turning a small task into a large one. First, let's use the standard route. I'll copy the customer ID and go to Add Column, Conditional Column. In this dialog window, we need to set everything up. Customer ID equals C12. We can't apply our discount right here, so let's just select total sales in both cases. Then press OK. In the formula bar, you can see the generated step. So let's apply the discount. Multiply the total sales in the first case by 1 minus the discount. So the calculation is complete, but we still need to delete the previous column, total sales. Now just hit the delete key and rename the existing column to total sales. It works. But the query now has more steps than the request deserved. And yet it's visual and beginner friendly. Anyone opening the file can understand it. If I had a cent for every time I've seen this method used, I'd probably have 2 or 3 bucks. So yes, very common, but not elegant enough. And if you use this pattern multiple times, your query starts taking extra steps everywhere. 5 small fixes become 5 helper columns, 5 old columns removed, 5 rename steps added. That's how a tidy query slowly turns into a scrollable museum of past decisions. So we are going to use a direct replacement pattern that updates the original column based on row logic. I call it the smart swap. At first glance, Table.ReplaceValue function looks complex. That's because it arrives as a long function with several arguments. But think of it like a delivery form for 5 blanks to complete. Each blank asks a practical question. What table are we changing? The source table. Power Query now knows which dataset enters the step. The next question is, what current value are we reading? Here we inspect what's already in each package, so each total sales. You need the old value before you write the new one. The third question is, what new value should replace it? This is where the decision happens. We tell Power Query what the updated value should be. So each, if customer ID is C12, then total sales should be multiplied by 0.9, else just use total sales. The fourth question is, what replacement rule are we using? Now we define how the change is applied. Replace or replace value means take the current value and swap it with the calculated value. It's standard replacement behavior, so use it and move on. The last question is, which column receives the change? Open the curly braces and type total sales in quotes. And the original column remains the working column. No helper field, no rename cleanup. And that's it, seriously. This one-step solution means less clutter, fewer mistakes and quicker maintenance. Small change, better method. By the way, the next logical step in a real business model would be merging sales with a separate discount table. That's usually smarter when many customers have changing discount rates. But for our tiny one customer task today, that's bringing a forklift to move a chair. Have you used the helper column method before, or do you go straight for cleaner solutions? Drop the comment below. See ya!